Hello and welcome, Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, my next card in the challenge. First of all, I keep going on about these cards, and so I just want, because I've now opened a new pack, I've got sort of a pile of them there. These cards, these textures cards that I use, come from Hobbycraft. I think I buy them when they're on a special offer. But they, as you can see, they're 300 GMS, so they're a lovely, lovely thick card. But what I love about it, I mean, it says beautiful premium cardstock. It so is. Obviously, it's 50 cards in there and envelopes. I think they're about £8.99, which, you know, if you work out 50 cards and envelopes, though, so not too bad. But I think I got them where I think I bought two, got one free. So, you know, I often watch out for the deals. So, I'm just keeping it in there so if ever I want to show. But I go on about it, but the texture, can you sort of see, is lovely. So really lovely cards. Anyway, today, for my challenge that I'm giving you, because hopefully you're watching this and taking on these challenges, we're going to make a Christmas parcel on the card. And as far as I'm concerned, yes, I've got dies and all these bits and pieces. You should be able to find up some paper. If you haven't, draw on some paper, you know, make your own design. But basically, card, we're going to be making a parcel. So I'm sort of thinking this could be a 10-minute challenge or less, literally, because, you know, whenever I do my videos here, they're in real time. I do them and then I upload them. So when and I always want to say, when I apologize, I've got so much in my head that I want to give you all, and sometimes I start saying things and then I realize that I've actually sort of forgotten to finish that sentence. So I do apologize. I do laugh and say I am a little bit, you like me or not. I'm like Marmite probably. Anyway, so basically cut couple of, I use dies only because I can't, as much as, you know, I've got all these sort of cutters and things, a square, sometimes I've got it on the but anyway, just two bits, whatever shape parcel you want actually, but this is just an idea, some ribbons or paper, whatever you've got at hand, and watch this space. So again, I'm going to be using some sticky back double-sided, but for what I'm actually doing, get your sellotape out, because where I'm sticking it you don't get to see. Okay, so here's the card I'm going to use on. So let's get on with it. Right, that's going to be my front. Oh, just to say, I mean, this is one I'll show you that one in a little while. I cut these out on my Sizzix with a square die and a oblong die, and I mean, I think that was actually, you can't really see it, but tiny little stitches. So, but I'm going to say it, and I say it every time, keep all these edges, because, not necessarily those tiny ones, but keep them. Okay, you might think, oh my goodness, what tiny little scraps, but watch this space, because I will be showing you when I've got enough Christmas scraps to show you. These will go into, I've got a regular everyday one, but this is my Christmas scraps. Okay, pop them in there and watch this space, because I'll be showing you something else to do with them. We're getting there. so like I say, if you haven't got any double-sided tape, you could use glue. If not, what we're now going to do, you could literally use your regular sellotape. Okay, so let's put these out of the way. So that's my lid, and we are literally, oh, there is a sort of right and a wrong. This is just, use whatever colours you want. I thought that coordinates quite nicely with there. So I'm cutting a piece for that way, just with a bit of overlapping, cutting a piece for that way. Yep. So then turn them over. Literally, just make sure this is where you can see it nice and easily. Got my mark there for where the absolute middle is. All I want you to do is pop a little bit sticky scissors, because if not, every pair of scissors becomes sticky. So even then they stick. Both both ends. Push it down. Oh, seems to be, you just have to make sure it's stuck nice. Once you get the end, you're absolutely fine. So that's going nicely in the middle. And then make sure it is nicely in the middle. Wrap that round. See? Take it to the other side. Don't do it too tight so it then pulls. I'm using sort of, oh, I don't know what size where that come from the pad. It's not over thick double-sided paper. Just still okay. So that's that one. This one's going to go. I'm using it the right way around. It's a shiny way. That's okay. Another little bit on there. Maybe I should do 10-minute cards. Just think though, if you plan to make cards, you know, sometimes you think, oh, all different designs. But just remember, when you send your cards, if you ended up liking a card in particular, you're sending them out. Nobody necessarily, okay, maybe family members, you might want to make them a little bit more, to make sure it's nice and in the middle. Turn it over. Peel this back. Oh, it doesn't want to. See, sometimes that just doesn't let you. Just want to make sure it's. Now I haven't even got it in the right place, have I necessarily? Yeah, isn't that awkward sometimes? Right, that's that. Nicely in the middle. I mean, you could stick it down in the middle just to make sure it goes exactly where you want. And this one. Which holds this down beautifully. Okay. Oh, slightly. I don't know if it gives you much wiggle room necessarily. Okay, but this is where just line it up. Yeah, what I was then saying, I think again I classically didn't finish my centres. So that's that. The lid, I would put another piece sort of going across like that. Turn it over. Actually, what you could do now, literally while you're sort of, I would put some double-sided tape on this. Just what? This one's, that's run out. I might have to use this thin one only because I only have one out at a time. Okay, so let's just put, I might just put a few strips of this to support it so it sticks to the card, but I might also pop some glue on as well. Okay, let's just put one. Position it on the card, but don't forget you've got to put your lid on, so you just need that bit of space. I know I often say this, but I still like the idea often less is more. So let's have the card. Remember, always check, little tip, to make sure whichever way you're doing it, it's opening up the correct way. I tend to eyeball. If you're a person that like to measure, feel free to measure. Okay, there we have. So that's literally a bit of parcel. Now, remember, we've got this to go on here, so we need a little bit of tape now on each end of this. One. It's almost like one does well and one. Okay. So this is a challenge that you can do, and you don't need any things. Than what you may already have. Like I say, some pretty paper. You might have some Christmas paper you could use. Where you want to be. By putting this on, like I say, if you okay, that's there. Now cut yourself another piece of ribbon long enough. The one I'll show you in a minute that I did earlier, and then wash your bow technique. You want to make sure it goes the right way round, because if not, the Father Christmases on this would be upside down. Have it so it's pretty much okay. Obviously, you can do a big or a small bow as you like. I've just used the ribbon so it's all sort of slippy ribbon, so which okay, I can try and turn that on. So then this is nearly finished. The only thing I'm now going to use for this in particular is I've already printed out some season greetings. If you've been watching my challenge up to now, I used this the other day. I think, yeah, it has been released. I suddenly wondered, had I released this one? Well, the season greetings on there, I literally took off because, and I've printed that up. I used VersaFine, popped it on a acrylic block, give it a good rub because it's the first time I've used it, with a baby wipe or something, just to sort of rough it up from when the sort of packages when they first arrive. Pop it in literally VersaFine ink. You might have other pigment inks, but if you're not buying, or you can buy the say in Hobbycraft, online, Amazon, wherever, the VersaFine pigment ink for fine detail. All right, it's just literally just a black ink, which you can then get re-inkers. So although you buy this, you know, you hardly ever, well, I've not replaced it, to be fair. I've got some re-inker, and then I've done that. You tend to do a couple. Then what I'm going to do is put this through my little Sizzix to give it a label. So let's just put this one through first. It's got a little hole on it, so oh, it looks like that's smudged. So I might have to do you know what? I might have done two, but that's why I do two, and I've actually smudged that one. So so I would put that on there. Put that where you want it to be. Yeah. Oops. You can stick it down so it's exactly where you want it. Just wanting to move for me for some reason. Put the top on here. You have, it's got the side kick on that. Hope that's not now moved. 3-look machine. Don't go quite to the end because that actual die is slightly longer. Hopefully that's pulled out of here okay, which is perfect. Then cut this down. Okay, so that's going to go there. I am going to try, I don't know how successful this will be, is to cut a bit of this off and half it. These long scissors are very good for when you want to do long things. I know it sounds silly, but you can get more of a sweep. This might fray a bit, but to be fair, it's going to sit on a card, isn't it? So it's not sort of going to have an awful lot of use. Then I'm hoping might be for this to push through, like you do a little label. Oh, that's frayed. I did wonder if it might, but we can put that as, so it's your little gift tag. Has frayed a bit. Oh, there you go. We can tidy that up, I'm sure. Knotted on there. It's just, although that's done like that, just take off them extra bits. Does look a bit frayed. So then that's going to go underneath there, so it hang loose. Okay, let me just put it. So I need to cut them down a bit because I don't need all that extra. Put it where you sort of want it to be, roughly. Yeah, that'll be absolutely fine. Now, with view of that, that lid's going to go on top of there. And you might have seen on one of my other ones, this is this mountain tape. I actually bought heavy duty. I mean, that was actually in where you get, you know, all your home decorating things. And I thought, well, for the sake of £1, see if it's any good. And I really like it. But I've said on my other videos, it takes no prisoners because it is seriously tough, sticky, and if you put it in the wrong place, you've had it, really. So sticky scissors again, but because it is, oh hang on, size wise is 24mm, so it's, you know, it's a decent thickness. Make sure you've got that in the right place. For position, because I want to stick those little labels down, literally. There we go, which is then incorporated that little tag. I need to somehow, oh yeah, fiddle in position. Just with a little pair of scissors, I would then just do these ends. And again, oops. And there you have a store cupboard Christmas card. But obviously, although this is a Christmas card, you can have a different saying on there, can't you? Happy birthday. And you can rustle up a card quite quickly. So if you've got a bit of cardboard. Anyway, I just want to show you this other one that I did as well. But when I used this was a roller tape, wherever it is, I've mislaid it now. That was actually really hard to do the bow. So when I then decided to do, because I tend to often do one first that I'm going to do and show you, but that's the one there. So I hope you like it. I have got a Facebook page, Rainy Day Crafting. Feel free to pop any of your makes on there. Okay, I was going to make it a closed group, but I don't know how you actually do that. So, but anyway, feel free. But one thing I just want to say, if you do put anything on there, which I haven't put on there much myself, be nice, you know, because obviously some people are just starting out. And when I was actually putting my Rainy Day Crafting stamp on a load of cards I'd got, and I couldn't believe I'd got about 300 cards. And it's funny, my journey, because some of them go back a few years, I'd like to have improved. But anyway, so there you go. So there's 2 cards. Thanks for watching. Till tomorrow. Take care. Have a good day.